Yes, I don't know what induced me to do this because I've always hated the idea of doing a share. All of a sudden I seem to want to tell people my life story. That's what can happen in the programme, things just come out of you. Step 9. I've been round this road a few times now, covering the same ground, and I kind of get allocated people to work with by the powers that be. My first experience of this step was when I apologised to my addict for things I'd said to him in the past. And I did this against the advice of my sponsor, only to find I wasn't really ready to make the amend or to cope with the resultant requests for money, which was obviously how he interpreted the situation. And then there's this other person I kind of dream of making amends to, and it always seems to fall through when I get started in a mediation exercise around her. I end up saying that I can't cope with it and we'll just have to improvise as we go along. It's a bit like I've been charged with responsibility for one person. I can't really take on any more than that, much as I'd like to. And then there's the injury which I caused myself. I got involved in a protest and I've been quite proud of myself, thinking about the suffragettes and stuff. And actually I don't really appreciate it when other people injure themselves. I always try to talk them out of it. I need to be positive for my family. I've hurt them by doing this. And how about doing something wonderful as a protest instead? And it's about action. I don't always like it when people apologise. To me, especially if they expect to be forgiven, I want to see them change their behaviour, and the same goes for me. I expect to change something rather than offering apology or beg forgiveness, like if it's an unfaithful boyfriend. It's not that I don't forgive you, I just don't feel it anymore. And I do sometimes get over it when they're unfaithful. It depends if you feel they've genuinely got lost or if they were just being careless with you. And water went under the bridge at that point and something else happened. And now I don't feel it anymore. And making amends is to see if I'm not bitter about anything. Am I happy for them to be with someone else? Or is there something I should have said? And sponsors usually urge me to get things off my chest at the time in order to get to closure, and sometimes that's not possible, and then you end up with all these loose ends. I've been in therapy, in and out of therapy for about 30 years, and still I find sometimes there are loose ends. You could go back to any one of them and say, I've got unfinished business with you. And it's an amend to use my voice, and I think the fellowship is... I've had some distressing emails from people in the fellowship recently, and I feel the fellowship itself is in crisis. There's funding problems at GSO, and I feel there's too much government affiliation at upper levels, that they're linking up and affiliating, but it doesn't matter because the fellowship will right itself.